All right. I thought I'd treat you all go live a bit early. I was just sitting in my room waiting for it to start, so I thought I'd go early. I had it scheduled for 8, but yeah, we're a little bit live a bit early. Hope everyone's doing well. Had a good international break. Feels mad that FPL is going to be back. I didn't really enjoy the break either. It was a bit boring, to be honest. I don't really care for like the Nations League and stuff. It doesn't get me excited. Good evening, Louis and Liam. Good to see you in the chat. Hope you're both doing well. He's from New Zealand, of course, Liam. I always remember. Good evening to you. Well, good morning to you, I'm guessing. Is it like 6 or 8 a.m. in the morning? One of the two. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I cannot believe, by the way, it's the 14th of October today. For Liam, it's the 15th, which is crazy. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Didn't really have a structure for this one, to be honest. I was just going to go live, shoot the shit, basically, about FPL. Nothing too serious, no too serious themes. Just going to go look at my team for a bit of time, look at FPL reviews, see what they're saying, bit of Twitter updates on players and stuff. Nothing too fancy. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Good to see you, Martin. We got Glenn in the chat as well. Hope you had a good international break, Martin and Glenn. If anyone saw my transfer plans video that I made today, this is how my team's looking at the moment. And I've got to say, not too bad, is it? Just going to see if I can move the screen around a little bit. Yeah, not too bad a team, I don't think. Barring Eze. Eze's the problem. There's two, if I said in my transfer plans, basically, but Eze is potentially on the chopping block. I could do it a couple ways. So I've got four free transfers. It's really hard to say a number and then free, I find. I could just use one transfer and do Eze to Brennan Johnson. Or I could use 3 transfers, being Trent. I could do Trent to Aït-Nouri, Eze to Saka, and Salah to Palmer. That could work. I could also just keep my team as it is, because ultimately, you look at this team, you think, that's actually pretty decent for this week. So, yeah, multiple ways I can play it. Swimming's not been great, Martin, unfortunately. Last weekend, just after I did all my streams and stuff, my shoulder was feeling good. And I trained on Monday, and I probably cranked it up a bit too much. And yeah, I re-aggravated it. And then I went to see a specialist on Thursday. And I can't complain. They did the tests on my shoulder, so they moved it around a bit, poked and prodded me and stretched me a bit. And it aggravated it even more, to the point where I was meant to be racing yesterday, but I just decided not to, because I didn't want to re-injure things. I've got Nationals are in a couple of weekends' time, so not this weekend, coming the weekend after. So I might be a bit sporadic with content that weekend. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was fresh for that. So I'd skip the racing. I'm going to go training tomorrow morning, take it really easy. And the whole thing is, I think I'm just going to let my shoulder heal now and trust that the training I've done so far will get me through Nationals, basically. I'll stop talking about swimming, though. This is about FPL, isn't it? But yeah, I appreciate you asking, Martin. That's an update. If Saka is out, who do you think is the best replacement? Number one, I don't think Saka is out. And number two, I don't think I would sell Saka for a -4. I would keep him in my team. I should start dibbling over Rodgers. Really? Fair enough, man. I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Patrick, good to see you. Who would you bring in for Robertson? He's got Gabriel, Robinson, Lewis, Robbo, and Aït-Nouri at the back. Want to free up some money to get from Pedro to Solanke. I really like Milenkovic, the defender from Nottingham Forest. If you want to save a bit of cash, I would consider getting him. I've got Aina. I got Aina because I bought him for 4.4 million at the time, and I could do a straight swap from Lewis Hall to Aina, and I did it before all the prices dropped. I just straightened my camera. There we go. But right now, if you can get him, I think Milenkovic is a really good cheap defender option. Nothing in the bank, go FPL. Do you think Pedro in concert to Wood and Mikalenko is a shout? Yeah. How much is Lewis Hall? I think I possibly prefer Lewis Hall to Mikalenko. Let's just have a look, because I'm pretty sure Mikalenko's injured. I agree, Martin. That's the decision I've got to make, basically. still a bit of a doubt. Yeah, I don't know. I think you need to know if he's going to be fit. I do also quite like... where is he? There he is. I do also quite like Lewis Hall as well. 4.3 million, played 90 last 2 games. Started against Man City and Everton. I think he's pretty good. Someone's asked me, Zuby, good evening, my friend. Who's your favourite defender around? I just actually said that before we joined the stream. Milenkovic of Nottingham Forest, I think, is a really good option. He, I think, is one of the top defenders in the league for expected goal involvement so far. He's put up some decent expected goals data, basically 0.98 against Southampton. And he's been brought in for his threat and defensive ability from set pieces, which means he's a bit of a set piece threat. So I really like him as an option. 4.5 million. Forest, I think, are the 3rd best team in the league for fewest goals conceded. He's conceded 5 in 6 games. So I think that's pretty frugal. Do you have any plans to bring in one of the big differentials? Potentially, Yusuf. So my team at the moment, I could go into game week 8 and be very happy with this team. Or I could make a transfer to bring Eze, take Eze out for Brennan Johnson. Or I could do 3 transfers, get Trent out for Aït-Nouri, Eze out for Saka, and Salah out for Palmer. And I could do that. So I've got a couple of transfer decisions to think about. Yeah, I also think Mikalenko's injury record is just not good. So even if he is fit for game week 8, I don't think he stays fit for long enough to be a good option. Who is a good Diaz replacement? Oh, Foden. I think Foden could be a really good replacement. If you can get to Foden, I think I would do that. How much is... My God, you got an ad when I said Aït-Nouri. I don't remember what I said after that. Can you get Foden? You might not be able to. I might have just told you a player you can't afford. If you have a look at Salah, we'll have a look, mate. We'll have a look. I can look at... So my rank at the moment is 500,000 overall. And I can see... I always forget what I say, Martin, I'm afraid. Have a look at how his ownership around me. Bear with. We'll load up live FPL and get that working. I would play Trent, mate. I think you have to play Trent over Greaves. I wouldn't rule out a Liverpool clean sheet against Chelsea, particularly at Anfield. I think that's possible. I know Chelsea have been good, but I wouldn't rule it out. Yeah, that's fair, Yusuf. It's fair. Maybe Trent could go. Maybe Trent could go. But then he's been really good. He's been really good. 41 points. Oh, by the way, as you can tell, I'm in the market for a new hoodie. Oh. Right, it's taking me back a screen. I like your front line, but I feel like your midfield... Yeah, sorry, we've gone through that one. Would you sell Robertson and João Pedro for Milenkovic and Solanke for a -4? I would do the second one, mate. I would just start Rodgers and do Solanke next week. I think Forest have a good chance for clean sheet this week. I say that as an Eze owner. But they could conceivably keep a clean sheet against Palace, right? So I would do that and just start Rodgers and don't take the hit. Like, do you think Solanke is going to score 4 more points than Rodgers? That's what your decision is there. I don't think so, Louis. I don't think so. So EO around you. Okay, so near me, I'm 563k overall. Salah was last week 58.8% owned. Haaland 160. Did many people? No, I don't think many people would have captained Salah in game week 7, would they? With Haaland having Fulham, I don't think so. So yeah, that's the ownership around me. That was useful, 21. Let's have a look at some more questions. Yeah, I agree, Martin. Selling Salah just doesn't feel right. Hello, Antonio. Thank you for all your kind comments on my videos during the international break. It didn't go unnoticed. I had a mixture of comments on my videos. The negative ones don't bother me, but I really do. It's really nice to get positive ones. I appreciate yours. Is it worth captaining Solanke or Saka, or should I just captain Haaland? Well, FPL Review is a good source, I would say, to answer that question. So let's see what it says. %70% of manage. I don't. Oh, for Southampton. That's not this week, is it? When's he got Southampton? Let's just go back. You got Southampton in 10. 9, sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's a big week, isn't it? So there's your top players for expected points. And we'll just go on Gameweek 8. So there you go. That's how it's looking. It's changed a little bit from my Ultimate Guide video already. But yeah, I've ordered it there by Gameweek 8. I have that feeling about City versus Saints and Wolves. Yeah, agree. Oh, good grief. Semenyo versus Smith Rowe. Cheers, Harmony. I appreciate that. Hello to you. Hope you've had a good international break. Apparently you watched all of my videos in one go, you said in one of your comments. So it's very kind of you. Thank you. God, Semenyo or Smith Rowe is really tough. What does the chat think? We'll ask the chat on that, Alex. We'll get the chat on that. Anyone in the chat have an idea who they prefer out of Semenyo or Smith Rowe? Alex is interested. I can't say. Yeah, FPL Review, Louis. Depends what you want. Like, I know I'm an affiliate of FPL Review, Fantasy Football Hub, sorry, but you know, I understand people don't want to spend money on this kind of thing. So FPL Review is free. What I'm looking at right now is free. It's really good. And FPL.team as well is also a really good free resource. So yeah, I use Fantasy Football Hub because I'm an affiliate, but yeah, I'm not going to hold you to it. It's not my place to. Quite a few answers there for Semenyo, mate. Oh, Jake, that's really unlucky. I'm just trying to think how I could help you. I think a lot of those are international break injuries, though. The England manager Lee Carsley said that Saka could have played the last game, but he saved him, basically. So I think Saka's fine. Konsa, I think he'll be fine as well. And I think Havertz will be fine too. I think João Pedro is your only real worry there, would be my gut feel. Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with rolling Harmony. I think I'm very close to doing the same. Just have a look at my team. Looking at that team, right? It's a good team, isn't it? It could do with some changes, don't get me wrong, but it could also be just fine. I just think it's just the fact he hasn't played much football, Yusuf, to be honest. Yeah, Pep was easing him into the 11. He obviously got ill as well. Don't know if you saw that, but yeah, he got quite ill. Rumoured to be from an Indian restaurant that he went to for his birthday, I think. I don't know how much truth there is in that. But yeah, he was ill for a bit of time. And then, yeah, played the Euros, obviously, so got back late. Yeah, just a bit of a slow start to the season. And simply the fact that Man City have so many options in his position. He just didn't need to play. Now, Fulham have got Villa. I really like Bowen Bandil. I know West Ham have not gotten off to the strongest start, but I like Bowen. I think Bowen is a tried and trusted Premier League goalscorer over multiple seasons. And he's a player that plays every minute of every game, very rarely gets subbed. Yeah. Andy McAdam, I was relaying that comment in my head to see if you were going to get me to say something inappropriate, and I can't tell if it is. I don't get it. Am I stupid? Sorry if I'm stupid. Goalkeeper? Yeah, I don't mind Onana. I would say my two favourites. And Lucas, if you want to check it out, I did an entire video dedicated to the best goalkeepers in FPL right now. So you can check that out on my channel. Might be worth a watch for you. But I think it's between Onana and Pickford in a summary. That's what I'm not going to spoil the video for you because you might find other options yourself from watching it. But my two favourites are I don't get it. I don't get it. My two options are Onana and Pickford. Someone's doing me in the chat here, but I've no idea what the joke is. I'm probably being stupid. I've had a really long day today, so apologies. Concert in Jackson? No, definitely not. No. I think Jackson is actually putting up better numbers than Solanke. I'd probably want Lewis in, but I wouldn't take a hit for that. Quack, quack. There you go. I get it. I get it now. Yeah, Flecken is useless. Hasn't kept a clean sheet yet. And then Dean Henderson did when I got rid of him. What can he do, eh? What can he do? Who to start from ESR and Rodgers? I'd back Rodgers personally, mate. Delap is the best forward currently. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think the best forward is Haaland, to be completely honest with you. Semenyo and Diaz to Carvalho and Foden. That doesn't sound horrendous to me. Doesn't sound horrendous. Liam's got the nipple man in goal. He's got the best name in football, hasn't he? Areola, what a man. I do like Raul Jimenez, Jake. In fact, if you want to check it out, I did a 4-part video series over the international break where I broke down each position and went through the best players at each price point. So if you're looking for a replacement for João Pedro, I'd probably say Raul Jimenez, but check out the video if you want more ideas. Is Wissa's not back, is he? When Wissa is back, he will be, but I think Wissa's out for a little longer. I think Wissa's was out for a few months. Unless it has been a few months, and then that's terrifying. But I think Wissa, 23rd of November. So he's out for another month. Well, FPL don't know the exact date, do they? But I always remember it being November that he was going to be back. No, I'd stick with Havertz, mate. If you've made your bed, I think he'll be fine. Unless there's more news about the injury than has been suggested, I personally think he's going to play. Bear with, I'm just going to blow my nose. I've been fine all day, and now I sound like I've got a cold again. In my defence, it has been cold today. Yeah, I think Havertz will be fine. I think quite a lot of these international break injuries are nothing to worry about. Would you play Semenyo or transfer out João Pedro for Delap or Jimenez? Would you play Semenyo? I play Semenyo. Yeah. You got lucky there, Notion Vids. I think Dallow's reasonably priced. I wouldn't say he's overpriced. I'd say they probably nailed his price, to be fair. As much stick as Man United deserve this season, they are a team that's going to keep a decent amount of clean sheets. And Dallow is a good player, and he offers some attacking threat. So I do think Man United will be amongst, at least in the top 10 teams defensively. So I think Dallow's price is fine. I wouldn't call him overpriced. Yeah, I don't think I'd call him overpriced. Just going to go back to FPL review a second. So yeah, there's your top players. Here's what you're looking for the next 3 game weeks. Phil Foden in second place, by the way. 9.2 million. Salah in third. Foden's got more expected points than Salah. It's weird having someone say good morning at 8 p.m, but I'm guessing it's the morning for FPL, Shane. When did Liverpool play? Oh, so you're not going to get a leak at all. I do feel like Jota will start against Chelsea, though. It's just a question is whether it'll be Gakpo or Diaz. But I feel like, what do people feel about the Liverpool team in the chat? Do you think Jota will start against Chelsea? I personally do. I think he's Slot's favourite sort of number 9. I think he plays in that game. But yeah, I'll leave that up to you guys. I may downgrade Watkins to Cunha in game week 9 for 3 or 4 weeks. Would allow Semenyo. Yeah, I don't mind that. I agree on Jota. I think he plays. Give him one more week, Shane, in that case. I think he plays. Yeah, Man United assets. I like the goalkeeper. I think Onana. I'm pretty sure I said this on a video. I haven't been able to go back yet and clip it up, but I'm pretty sure Onana will finish as the top goalkeeper for points this season. I just feel like Man United keep an average amount of clean sheets, and with the amount of shots that they face, Onana is going to get some bonus points, which will obviously improve his points total. So, yeah, I think Onana is going to be a good option. Who would you start between Konate and Aina? I'd probably go Aina, yeah. I think the clean sheet odds for... Let's have a quick look. 2 seconds. Let's see if Rob T has done some clean sheet data. Have a look. I'm just going to load up Twitter, but I don't want to put my Twitter for you feed on screen, so you're just going to see me full screen while I have a quick look at that. I won't be long. No, he's not got that. Not got that far. Let's have a look at fantasy football. They've got clean sheet odds. Yeah, well, that's the question, British 87. I wouldn't say the question. The question is, does Diaz start? You're asking the question, does Diaz start? But the guy was asking about Jota. But yeah, I agree. Probably you're just dropping in that he's not going to play on you. Gameweek 8 tips. There should be some clean sheet odds here. Show me the clean sheet odds. Where is it? Oh. I need to learn how to use fantasy football, don't I? Alright, bear with. We'll go to draft time. Hang on. I just wanted to look at the clean sheet odds. Maybe, Carl, maybe. The question is, well, I've already used it and I got my hat trick, so I'm very happy. But the question is, single game week, triple captain, is it worth doing that, or is it worth waiting until he has a double? Here's your clean sheet odds. I was just going to see if Nottingham Forest are higher than Liverpool. So Forest are 36% against Crystal Palace to keep a clean sheet, and Liverpool are 29% against Chelsea. So if you were asking me Trent or Aina, I would probably say Trent. But since you're asking me Konate, who I know he's got a goal and an assist so far this season, but I don't think you can tell me that Kanate is a prolific like assister or goal scorer. So yeah, I would pick Aina, basically. I'd pick Aina. Yeah. Greaves or Mikalenko. I'd pick the home player. I'd pick the home player. Go for Greaves. And I think there is a real chance that Mikalenko doesn't play because he's injured or been, coming back from injury, etc. Let's have a look. People going to use their triple captain in game week 9? I'm going to... I'll do a poll. I'll add another option for used already. Start the poll. There you go. I'll stay live till 8:30 UK time. My new flatmate is moving in this evening. She's gone back to pick up a few more bits, so I might have to help her out. So I'm going to shoot off to do that. So I'll stream until 8:30 and then pop off. I also don't think there's all that much to talk about, so I think we could probably wrap up in about half an hour. I used my triple captain too, British mate. Went well. Oh, Leaf Davis or Lewis? I would start Lewis, I think. B-ball checkmate is starting Dibbling over Rogers. Someone else has suggested that. No, who would you guys start, Dibbling or Rogers? It doesn't. I know Dibbling's. I just can't bring myself to do it, mate. Only got one goal. You know what I mean? So there's a case, isn't there? It could well be Andy. The thing is with Arsenal, I think they definitely don't in the Liverpool fixture, but I think Arsenal can keep a clean sheet against anyone. I wouldn't even rule out Liverpool at the Emirates, right? They could keep a clean sheet against anyone, and I wouldn't. I'd almost start Gabriel in any game. Genuinely would. I don't think I'd sell him. I'm doing very well dreaming FPL. Swimming, not going so great. My shoulder's still a bit dodgy. 2 weeks until Nationals, so my plan for the next 2 weeks is to rest, recoup, and recover, and not do anything too silly. Nori has got some nice points of late. Interestingly, his team conceded 5 goals and he still scored 9 points against Brentford. So that shows how powerful attacking returns are. But you can't guarantee he's going to get attacking returns, right? Although we do know he's a good player. Oh, I wouldn't. Andy, unless the price changes like kill you from bringing in players that you want long term, I wouldn't chase the price rises and falls personally. Someone's telling me to bench. Oh, you bench. Oh, right. You were saying bench and Bumo. God, play Dibbling. I can't bring myself to play Dibbling. Sorry, Antonio. No quiz this stream. It was kind of an impromptu thing, to be honest. I had an evening that freed up, so I just thought I'd go live and chat to you guys. So yeah, no quiz. I didn't prep anything. I just thought I'd sit on screen for half an hour or so and just chat to you guys. Yeah, live Q&A basically. I will do a quiz for the deadline stream. Thursday, Friday, I'm actually away because I'm finishing the job that I've been doing for the last year. I can't say too much about what I've been doing, but yeah, I'm going for a little leaving meal with the team and then traveling back on sort of Friday afternoon. And I won't get back in time to do a live stream or anything. So I'll just go straight into the deadline stream on Saturday where there will be a quiz. While dreaming FPL, it's interesting you say forget about Johnson, because Johnson doesn't appear in any of your transfer plans there. Everyone loves the quiz, I know. I've still got the quiz questions from the last one. They all want to repeat the quiz we did last time. They're still here, look. Would you do... It's been so long since that quiz, actually. It could be worth doing again. People might have forgotten. Would you do Semenyo to Dibbling and Diaz, to Foden, 2 free transfers, or just roll and do Trent to 8 Nori and Diaz to Palmer and just forget about Johnson? So I don't understand how Johnson features there. Yeah, I just don't get it. Sorry, dreaming FPL. Yeah, it happens, Liam. It happens. Sometimes you just got to take that stuff on the chin, really. Let's have a look what mine is. What is your team value, my friend? 101.2 I'm on at the moment. I think the only way that team value matters is that if the player you're about to bring in is about to go up or down in price, basically. That's about it. And it's like a long-term transfer in that you desperately want to make. That's when you do it early. And the player that you're bringing in doesn't have a fixture. You know? Excuse me. Oh, I am quite tired this evening. I do apologise. I had one of those mornings where, you know, sometimes you just wake up in the middle of the night. I think I woke up at like 3:30 and I sort of went back to sleep for like an hour, but it wasn't really a good quality sleep. And then I woke up at like 5 and then I just thought, well, that's my sleep done. So I just got up and I did all the graphics for my transfer plans YouTube video. So I'm a little bit tired this evening as a result. I still think the most bargain player is Morgan Rogers, mate, if you were to ask me. I think he's the best value for money in the game. Wood for Pedro and then either Semenyo for Dibbling or Konsa for Hall. I do Wood for Pedro, Semenyo to Dibbling. I don't think there's much between Konsa and Hall. Oh, that's annoying, Joseph. I don't know what it is either, British 87. I'm like doing all the right things. I'm on my phone quite a lot at the moment, to be fair, before I go to bed. And right now, I'm really tired, but I'm sat at my desk with a massive photography light shining on my face so I can appear on camera. So that's probably not the best thing for me. Andy Burton, I think Strand Larson could well be an option. Yep. You got to check that striker, so I'm sure you have already seen it. You got to check that forwards video, bro. That's got all the info you need. Subtle plug. I think I'm allowed to plug my own videos on my live stream, though. Oh, that's quite an interest. Oh, you know, that's more people than I thought. There's only 47 votes. So it's not a sample size that's probably relevant to the 10 million people that are playing FPL. Thank you, every single one that's voted. 49 now. 38% are going to triple captain Haaland. 44% aren't. 18% have used it already. So I thought that's quite interesting. I'm a little bit worried even though I got a hat trick out of it, I still feel like people might use their triple captains and get more points out of it. Actually, I'm going to see if I can put the YouTube chat and my team on the same screen. Can we do that? Oh, look at that. Can you guys tolerate that? Is that quite a good viewing, having the chat and then my team on screen? So the thing is with Delap is he's done really well for goals so far, but he's put up some really poor underlying numbers. So suggests to me that cheers, David. I know I look good. No, I'm joking. But he's not put up great underlying numbers, which suggests that the goal scoring form that he's in is not necessarily sustainable, because looking at comparing expected goals to actual goals over a short period of time means nothing. But you would, over the course of a season's worth of data, you would expect a player's XG to align pretty much to what they're scoring. And I don't think Delap has even got one expected goal so far. Like the quality of chances that he's had, if that makes sense. I really like Welbeck, and I think obviously Brighton are under a new manager now, and I think that new manager sees Welbeck as his centre forward, and he takes free kicks. There's Danny Welbeck as well, scored a free kick against Nottingham Forest. I remember that. So yeah, I don't mind Welbeck at all. Don't mind him at all. I still think my favourite. I don't know if you can class him as budget, but my favourite cheap striker is still Chris Wood. I'll just bring up his stats. I absolutely love Chris Wood. So this season, you don't need to see. They're all a bit squeezed in. 7 starts, 4 goals. 7 starts, 4 goals. And then last season, 20 starts, 14 goals. So you add that up, that's 18 goals from his last 27 Premier League starts. Pretty good. Yeah, but who would you start Aina over here? Who would you start him over? I get that it's a risk, don't get me wrong, but who would you play him over? You know? I can't justify starting him over Trent, Gabriel, or Lewis. Even though Trent's got Chelsea, I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it. But I get you. And it was another reason why I was considering that kind of 3-player swap of Trent and Trent, Eze, and Salah to Aït-Nouri, Saka, and Palmer, because I can just start Aina this week and like crawl through the game week. I say crawl, I mean Aina's pretty good, right? Once you watch the lap, you just get him and forget him. That's that's a better rhyme than set and forget, isn't it? Get him and forget him. I like that. You just come up with something there. Facts, you're the new Skepta. I like it, Joseph. I like it. I'm still, as someone who triple captained Haaland for his hat trick, I'm still a little bit worried that there's going to be someone's going to outscore me, aren't they, with that triple captain? I'm not sure it will come against Southampton. I don't think. I mean, if he does, I think that's just unlucky on my part, really. You know, if he scores more than 3 goals against Southampton, so be it. But I'm worried about what Haaland can do in a double game week, because it's very conceivable he can score more than 3 goals. And with a double game week as well, you get 8 points. No, what would you get? You'd get 12 points for appearances, right? Yeah, because you play. So he starts 2 games, which is 4 points. Tripled is 12. So you get 12 points for him just starting. So, yeah. I'll have to go heavy on the bench boost and wildcard and free hit, I think, instead. Yeah, very sad about George Baldock. I've not really heard anything too much about the incident. It's very sad. It's just, yeah. Life is very precious, isn't it? Unfortunately, and nothing more to say. It's pretty tragic, isn't it? Haaland cooling down. We'll see, mate. We'll see. It was awful via Austria. Interesting. I'm not put off. I'm gonna send it. I'm gonna captain him. Great to see you in the chat, Paul. I must have said something funny then for Martin, made him laugh. I'll stay live for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'll pop off. So, like I said, I got a new flatmate moving in this evening, so I might give her a hand in a sec. Yeah, Haaland players do miss chances, don't they? Yeah, gee whiz, just talking about George Baldock. It's got friends in the chat and everything. Look, how sweet's that? What a good vibe. Good to see you, by the way, G-Wiz and Vixie. Wait, guy, aren't you? You're living with someone, Lassie. Helping them move in is kind of unspoken in my mind, anyway. Her boyfriend came to help her out as well, so she's got a couple pairs of hands. I need to go to bed quite early tonight, to be fair, so maybe I don't help her too much. If I was against Haaland, here are your options. Here are your options. We were looking at this already. So this is what Fantasy FPL Review says. Cheers, G-Wiz. Me too. Yeah, that's what it's saying. So obviously Salah is the natural alternative. Salah in second, Foden in third place. Just think about that one if you want to go super differential. Sorry, the poll's like taking up the whole chat, isn't it? There we go. I'll close it down a little bit. I have Maswari and Concert with 0 free transfers left because I'm a muppet. Shall I take a 12-point hit? No. See what FPL Review says. Put your FPL ID into FPL Review and see what that says. That'd be my advice. I haven't paid for it, Benson Lee. I don't even have an account, mate. It's just the free model. You can see all this data for yourself for the next 3. I definitely wouldn't take the hit. I would consider buying some of the Nottingham Forest defenders. So I think Aina is a good option, but Milenkovic, the Nottingham Forest centre-back, he's put up more goal threat than Aina has so far this season. And obviously, he's going to keep as many clean sheets as Aina does. So yeah, I quite like Milenkovic of Nottingham Forest if you want an idea. Eli, I've forgotten how to pronounce it, sorry. Thoughts on selling Saka this week for Mbumo? I wouldn't do it this week. I think Saka... What's people's opinions in the chat? Do you think Saka plays in Game Week 8? I personally think he plays. So I wouldn't do it. I think Saka plays. I'd say I'm 80% that Saka plays. I wouldn't sell him. I'm actually considering buying him. So... Oh god, yeah. Sorry, G-Wiz. What can you do, eh? What can you do? You couldn't have predicted that like 8th minute injury, and it was they actually kept a clean sheet as well. Yeah, that concert against Man United was so unlucky. It was the one clean sheet that Villa have kept in the Premier League in like an entire calendar year. And Concert was injured early in the game, so you didn't get the clean sheet points for him. It's really unlucky. Everyone's saying Saka will start. Oh, Dan, you and Bruno Fernandes. Play Bruno. I would play Bruno Fernandes. As painful as it will be, I would play Bruno. Bruno got an assist in Europe. I've got the same problem with Eze. He didn't get an assist in Europe, though, so it's an easier decision for me. But I still don't want to sell him. Yeah, I think Saka just gets wheeled out every week by Arteta, doesn't he? He must be like on all kinds of painkillers and stuff. Yeah, that minus 12 hit. I wouldn't go as harsh as that, but I don't think I'd do it. I don't think I'd do it. Vixie, Kaftan owning Bruno is a bit of a running joke in this chat, if I remember rightly. And so I can't tell because it's Kath is a girl's name and Dan is a bloke's name, so it's hard to say if I want to say he or she, but it's inconclusive from that username. But they made a joke about Bruno getting sent off 2 games in a row before he got sent off 2 games in a row before the red card happened. Kath Danny, put me out of my misery and tell me. So if you're Yeah, Let's Talk FPL has Bruno. He's a very good FPL player as well. It's look at Jason. It's a reality, isn't it? -4 to sell Diaz to Madison. Nah. Eze, man. He must have dirt on a lot of people because I'm continually defending him as well. I still like him. I still really like him. Sorry, I still really like him. No one's going to convince me otherwise. I still really like him. Sorry. My rank at the moment, I am... Can I show it here? There you go. 563k overall. It's not too bad, I would say, at this stage of the season. I am quite content. And I would say this is quite a good team. We'd sooner have Frank Bruno than Bruno Fernandes. Fair enough. Yeah, the developer is his mum. Who's that, Martin? Shooting straight at the keeper. Is that Eze? Missed a lot of big chances so far. So yeah, he's really underperformed his XG and XA, for what it's worth. I know a lot of people in this chat probably don't subscribe to it, but he's put up 2.5 expected goals and 1 expected assist and just had 1 goal. Oh, right, shooting straight at the keeper for England, yeah. I don't know what's happened to Palace. I don't know. I had really high hopes for them, to be honest. They ended the season really well, recruited well. Anderson leaving, I don't think that's impacted them that much. I don't think the reason they're poor, or have been poor, is Anderson. I think, honestly, Jason's nailed it. The loss of Elise is just huge. Ancelus, if you can hold off on making a transfer, I would. Just save the transfer until you need to do it. I think Elise leaving is huge. Yes. Bednarek, I think, has the lowest score in FPL history, doesn't he? Who's the best prediction on 4/4.1 million defenders? Oh, all players. Defenders. Cost. 4.5. Let's see if we can find a cheapy one. AlfPL's in the chat. Let's go. He's rolling. I think I'm rolling too, man. I'm keeping the faith in Eze, which I can't believe I'm saying. But I remember you told me a rule where you don't sell players that you know are going to play. So I think I should play by those rules too. There's Milenkovic, my guy. He's a good option. Buy Milenkovic. Dara O'Shea is apparently, according to FPL Review, or Ockley of Leicester's up there. He's probably the best, you know. If you're looking short term, Ockley of Leicester's probably the best. But I do like Greaves. There's my team. I think I should roll. Can Fulham make clean sheet from Aston Villa? Yes, but I don't think they do. I think Aston Villa score. I'd keep Welbeck. I don't see any reason to sell him. Yeah, I think Welbeck's a really good option. What's his fixture? Who's he playing? He's not playing Arsenal, Man City or Liverpool, is he? So I'd probably stick with him. What's the fixtures? Yeah, Newcastle, I'd stick with him. Oh, Welbeck or Rodgers is tough, though. I'd flip a coin on that one, Kaftan. In my mind, the golden goal expected points have them pretty equal, to be honest. I'll be on for another couple minutes, then I'm going to shoot off if that's all right. Yeah, me too, Lee. I think I wouldn't say like the buck is passed on Palmer. I don't know, or the ship has sailed, or whatever the saying is. But I do think bringing him in straight after that 25-point week was reactive. You want to try and avoid being reactive in FPL, I think. You have a plan, you pick players for a reason, and you should stick with them and ride out. You're never going to get everyone that hauls. You think Fulham Villa will be a score? I don't see any way that Villa don't score, to be honest. I think Villa definitely score in that one. Start one. Greaves versus Everton. Robinson versus Villa. Or Hall versus Brighton. Ooh. God. My God. That's so hard. That's like a three-way tie in my mind. I just don't have a favourite. I do not have a favourite out of those three at all. Does anyone have a preference over Greaves, Robinson, or Hall? I've nothing. I've no preference. I think they'll probably do about the same. Genuinely, I think they all. Greaves probably has the best chance of a clean sheet. Robinson has the best chance of an attacking return, but I don't think he keeps a clean sheet against Villa. And Hall is probably in the middle of the two. So that is, for me, that's really tight, mate. I don't think there's a... I would guess the redeeming feature of Greaves and Robinson is that they both definitely play, whereas Lewis Hall has a chance that he doesn't. So that might help you. I would pick one of the two players that should start, which is Greaves and Robinson. My pleasure, Stefan. Yeah, exactly. Eze Welbeck, who to start? Eze. I'm backing Eze. I'll do my score predictions for the deadline stream, mate. There's still some international break games to go and stuff, so we don't know exactly what's going on in the world yet. So I'm going to hang fire on that, if that's okay. Yep, Kulusevski's good option, mate. Don't mind him. Should be attacking Brighton's defence while they, yep. Target Brighton if you can. Yeah, fair enough. Facts. It's all opinion, isn't it? You pick players in FPL based on your opinion. That's how the game works. I'm gonna end it in a second. I'll go back to the. I'll answer a few more questions, but I'll go on the solo view. You just got me as I sign off. Yeah, just thought I'd go live for an hour basically and shoot the shit about FPL. Nothing too fancy. Someone's trolling me about Rodri there. So yeah, thought it'd be useful to go live, just chat FPL with you guys. I absolutely love it. So yeah. Thank you, Andy. Yeah, I've done a lot of content leading up to this game week. So I've got 4 videos on my channel of the best players at each price point by position. And there are 4 videos, 1 for each position. So I'd recommend checking that out if you're interested. I've spoken in a bit more detail about my team and my transfer plans in a video that I made today as well. And then I've also done an ultimate guide video that goes through expected points data, some betting odds projections, etc. Lots of good data in the ultimate guide video as well. So yeah, check out some of my content from the international break. I've been live for about an hour now, so I think I'll end it there if that's okay, guys. Thank you all for joining. It's been great to see you all in the chat again. Rodri's done his knee, mate. He's got a knee injury. He's out for the season, I'm afraid. But sorry, forgive me. I thought as someone in the chat you might know that, but yeah, he's out for the season. If you wanted to know. Yeah, cheers, guys. I'll see you on Saturday. I usually do a Friday evening stream, but I'm away basically on Friday. I just don't think I'll be able to squeeze it in. So no worries, Wilmore. Yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, please leave me a like rating. If you haven't already, subscribe. And yeah, check out the videos I made during the international break. I'll catch you either probably Wednesday or Thursday with a team selection video. So until then,